Typical up the ladder as Chicago and JNAPS crisscross. A long, arduous journey for many of these players to finally get this close to a world championship. Pop-up opportunity for Chicago. The leading scorer in the tournament doesn't convert, but JNAPS does. Top left, 1-0.
This is how threatening Chicago can be. All three players of FaZe Clan expected a flip reset, expected a shot to come through. It didn't. And then here comes JNAPS with all the time.
Hanging on, trying to squeeze out the rest of the life from game one.
Final 30 seconds in game one, and FaZe Clan have yet to be successful on offense. G2's been keeping the ball away from him. Almost coming in, another one is Chicago! He does it, and it's a 2-goal lead for G2.
AJ, as the third man was rotating in quickly, he had the positioning, had the save, but then just didn't get the touch. It rolls in, 2-0 for G2.
21 seconds remain. FaZe needs an all-star kickoff right here to get themselves back into game one. Else G2 is about to put together another shutout. This is one of the best defensive performances we've ever seen at a world championship as G2's masterclass continues.
They're so good, Stacks. They're picking apart FaZe Clan right now. Look at that shot from JNAPS to get it around Sip like that. Picture perfect from the all-star shooter. He's locked in.
And they've had to play more defense in this game alone than what felt like the entire series against NRG, where they were just pressuring them in their own half, finding save. JNAPS has got a couple of predictions himself, and this ball will stay in the air. Eventually it drops, and we see G2 Esports show up right in front of us.
2-0 shutouts, 3 games in a row to close out NRG.
Here at the World Championship, at least in first killer, that man alone can lead his team all the way through. AJ's got some experience, of course, typical as well. We'll see if that comes together. All 3 pieces are going to be needed if they want to take down G2 Esports.
Chance here for first killer, and he strikes. Getting the first goal for FaZe, and the first goal in game 2.
Well, there we go. So much for the shutout. As FaZe gets on the board very early on in game 2, first killer, getting the helper from Typical. JNAPS, have they saved their best for last on Aquadome? Atomic can't reach it, and FaZe Clan tie the series.
That was a tense game 2, even despite FaZe Clan taking the win.
Great stop, way out in front by Zip.
That's just a disaster, and it feels almost like bad karma. Think back to FaZe Clan against V1. FaZe Clan got 1 or 2 goals where it bounced off the V1 defense, and this time they saved their own shot. And they know how it feels to have some misdirection from your own team. First killer looking for the in-and-out save, doesn't find it, and it's Chicago who gets the first goal.
Chicago with his second of the series, and so important between these two teams. G2 12-1 when they score first. FaZe Clan undefeated in 11 games when they score first. The numbers greatly favor G2, but will reality still hold here? Chicago, after the demolition, tie game on a 2-0.
It's the G2 charge! Chicago picks it up. 1 demo, Atomic bumping AJ. You can't save it if you can't put a hand up.
3 goals for Chicago in the series. He just continues to light up the scoreboard.
It's critical at this moment. AJ's up early, then Typical does get it passed forward. First killer can find a 50-50, but the pressure is going to die with that challenge. FaZe Clan not layered enough to keep things moving, but Atomic has it all planned out, and JNAPS is in position.
It's Atomic in the midfield. Gets the flip reset. You gotta get the ball off of him, because if he gets it to that back wall, JNAPS will be there to put it top corner every single time.
It looked like they tried to get a hand up, and really G2
because if he gets it to that back wall, JNAPS will be there to put it top corner every single time.
It looked like they tried to get a hand up, and really G2 asked the question, can I help you? And FaZe Clan just like, no thanks, just looking. 3-0. First Killer has an open net here. Can JNaps catch it? No, and First Killer gets one back for FaZe.
A very common issue and mistake that we have known G2 to oftentimes overcommit. And there was also a demo, I'm not sure if it would have affected the third man. Almost a free one given to FaZe 10, but brilliant vision.
G2 game that's not a shutout one way or the other. As Chicago launches one back that Typical has to address. And he plays that to the left side. His teammates are over on the right. And so there's only Typical that can follow this play up. And his teammates have to retreat and stop another G2 onslaught that JNaps rolls home. And that one may seal the deal in game 3.
See First Killer last back. It's a great 50 from Chicago. AJ not back in time. Open lane for JNaps. And you gotta wonder, FaZe Clan, what is the problem?
AJ, he needs to get aggressive, start implementing himself and forcing some better challenges on offense. So I'm not surprised to see them overcommit, but the decision-making of when to overcommit seems to be off, as Atomic knows exactly when to go for a double tap. 5-1 G2.
Oh, Atomic. You can't give him that. It's automatic. Reese the double. Clean and easy from the midfielder from G2. I mean, that man can do it all.
Let me put on my coach's cap for a moment here. I've identified 3 problems for FaZe Clan. Number 1, Atomic. Number 2, Chicago.
They got too ahead of themselves and we're trying to push up, like I said, at the wrong times. It's all about the decision-making of when to move forward. The ball's still up, but eventually it will fall, and we will see G2 Esports take game number 3.
Last is
FaZe Clan trying to battle back.
Chicago gonna park here and just sky one up in the air. Let his teammates get some boosting, reset. Everybody's got plenty. Except, of course, Typical, who's way downfield, and that means he's not in the play, but Chicago is, and he's got his 4th goal.
And the first shot worked as a fake. First Killer got demoed. AJ expected a quicker shot to come through, and Chicago's composure and patience pays off tenfold. First goal again for G2.
They run their record out, bowing out of the play. AJ takes over again at midfield. JNaps there to meet Typical, comes down to First Killer, who got cold feet at the last moment, thought Atomic had it. Now 1-on-2, First Killer, oh, what a pass, over to AJ, tie game.
And you can see it creeping up. As soon as First Killer has time, and AJ on the wing, even JNaps was caught stuck as he had to watch that play. Good pass.
Well, how many times is First Killer gonna pass that ball? If you're G2's defense, you think he's obviously shooting.
Exactly.
It's First Killer, that's what he does. No, the great team play that time ties up the game.
And that shows the development of First Killer. I think when he first started playing and competing in the RLCS, he was so eager to make an impact and really show what he's got mechanically, so he'd go for the shot. There, he's opting for the pass. There were 2 players in the net, knew it was the better option, executed well, and got his team back into it. Here's Typical, looking to get them back in the lead, and he finds it.
And FaZe, a high-flying action team, slowing things down this time. You see AJ get some interference and Sip with the low 50 bounces off the post and in. FaZe, and it just feels like even with G2 getting the first goal, they remain locked in. Can they stop G2 from trying to get the equalizer now? FaZe Clan still with the lead, less than 2 minutes in regulation.
Oh, Typical got one last touch to get around Chicago. And one more to get around JNaps, and the shot deflected away by Chicago. As he recovers, double tap! Bang, bang on a tough angle.
What is this from AJ? Flipping into the angle, finds it, and there it is.
From G2, and that attack was doomed from the beginning. AJ and First Killer work in tandem, getting this down in front, and Typical denied.
From
Chicago lining one up, and it bounces away almost off of First Killer.
Yeah, you saw Chicago had the read on that double. Atomic looking for a pass, G2 trying to get back in. Chicago, no, it's off. Atomic will put one in, and G2 bring the game within 1.
And this all developed from their own corner. A big pass across. AJ had it read, but then backflipped on the play. Would have
got the bump. Dive bomb onto AJ. JNaps has to work now.
Still up.
From way downtown.
Oh, he got it.
Chicago keeps it in the air. How much longer can G2 hang on? That's how long as this goes to ground. And FaZe.
G2 Esports held pressure at the beginning half, but like I said, much more composed and cautious from these two teams.
The caution is there. Even with this one from J-Naps going off the ceiling. Does get the dunk. Does get the follow.
my goodness!
Oh my gosh! J-Naps!
He's still got it. J-Naps, the veteran, styling on the young guns.
Can you believe this man's talking about retirement? Are you kidding me? 1-0. 1:43 to go. And certainly the loudest goal. Everybody commits. Nobody gets home. And J-Naps will just bring it to ground. And G2 is 5 minutes away from the grand finals.
FaZe Clan's took the house. And they came up empty. And now,
Who crashed the net, a big clear, alleviating.
no one back there as Atomic plays this one high. G2 still looking for control. Chicago keeps this up. J-Naps off the
That
ceiling.
is-
He gets a touch. Follow up from Atomic is in! G2 with the first goal!
Awkward ball off the ceiling.
Two of them win.
So difficult to read. And AJ left all alone in no man's land. It's G2's land now with a 1-0 lead 90 seconds in.
Just when FaZe Clan started to get a grip on this game, big clears.
Atomic able to get a clear out. FaZe Clan, the pressure is working. They're forcing a double commit out from G2, but they can't follow up fast enough.
A team for whom top 4 has been the ceiling all season long. In big money moments like this,
What a pass.
has to find a way to stop J-Naps, who's an absolute man on a mission.
Look at Atomic go from the ceiling all the way down to the ground.
And of course, his day one J-Naps in position.
20 seconds, all that separates G2 from a shot at glory. And J-Naps leading the charge.
The reset.
Who else could do it
10 seconds.
but the Napman himself? The final countdown, counting FaZe out of the World Championship. And they get one more, a late Christmas gift with only 4 seconds left.
The pressure, just too much for FaZe Clan.
G2.
They literally made FaZe Clan tap out.
G2.
They literally made FaZe Clan tap out from the pressure. 3 seconds, 2,
it.
1.
That's it.
G2 gets another shot at a world championship. They